Well, the banter going on right here, even on sets, I tell you, was a dramatic weekend. Hello, sports enthusiasts, fans, and pundits. Welcome to Souk Sports. And of course, in the next 45 minutes, I'll bring you up to speed with what's happening in the world of sports, a review of the weekend, and of course, emerging stories in the world of sports. I am the top cat, TC Barra. I do have the governor right here, the one who calls people the usual. Well, is he eligible? Right? Yes, he's the eligible, he calls them. Unfortunately, they refuse to do the needful. I don't know how you feel about that, Chooks John Rogers.
Well, as we speak right now, they are your team. So whether you send them on transfer or you loan them out, we don't know yet. But all the same, good afternoon and welcome to Souk Sports. It's nice to be here.
I got Akatobi the attacker, looking all fresh.
Akata the attacker.
Akata the attacker. Well, I mean, it was also a busy weekend for you because I'm sure you had your eyes. You said you were going to be following all of the
I
leagues.
didn't leave my couch. I watched everything.
Oh,
Since I can't go and watch them live.
yeah,
Yes. Yeah, great to be here once again.
okay.
Good afternoon, all.
You're talking like someone that made money over the weekend.
Like, oh, yes,
Fortunately, I did not make money over the weekend.
Okay.
well, some Nigerian teams have received funds, but before I tell you how much they received and from who or whom, the board of the NPFL has urged all clubs in the top flight to operate a functional website within the next month. Now, this decision is one of the key outcomes of a summit for NPFL clubs, media directors. It was held in Makurdi, Benue State. And during that summit, the NPFL Chief Operating Officer, Davidson Owumi, emphasized the importance of digital presence and informed the club media directors that formal communication will be sent to clubs with our websites, instructing them to establish their own online presence within 1 month. I mean, Faf, does it make any sense that you'll be running an organization in this age and time, even of artificial intelligence, and you don't have website? I mean, some of them don't even have an updated social media presence. And it's unfortunate because what's your go-to source for information concerning the activities of the club, Chooks?
That's when we talk about sports business, just like you were talking about before the cameras turned on.
Yeah.
We can't go there if these basic necessities are not there.
Yeah.
So if I don't even know where to click and get a simple thing as pictures, before I even start asking what's this person's name, what's that player's name, where does he play, how many times has he played, how many goals has he scored, that's a problem. Then the coaches need to be given a knock.
I even think it's the management as a whole, not just the coach. Because in these days of sports marketing, where sports marketing is big business, I don't want to believe that there's a club site without a website. I don't want to believe
You'll
it.
be surprised.
I don't want to believe.
Okay, so Nigeria's representatives in the CAF club competitions, including Enugu Rangers, Remo Stars, Enyimba, and El Kanemi Warriors, will each receive $50,000, and this is for participation in the preliminary stages of the 2024-2025 Champions League and Confederations Cup. Enugu Rangers, Remo Stars are representing Nigeria in the Champions League as the champions and runners-up of the 2023-2024 NPFL campaign, while Enyimba finished third in the NPFL, and El Kanemi Warriors, who won the President's Federation Cup, are representatives of Nigeria in the Confederations Cup. So the preliminary rounds of matches have commenced. The prize money will be notably increased after each stage, so the Nigerian clubs could earn up to $400,000 for Confederations Cup and $700,000 in the Champions League if they advance to the group stages in each competition. Enyimba, on the other hand, have been drawn by in the first stage, so they're not going to be taking part in the preliminary stages. But then the winners of CAF Champions League will receive $4 million, while the winner of the Confederations Cup will receive $2 million. Something to die for on the pitch.
The attacker is smiling.
Akata the attacker.
It is seriously smiling.
I've been doing the conversion with black market rates. With black market rates. And it's good money by Nigerian standards.
Okay.
By all standards, not just Nigerian standards.
It's good money. It's good money. So
Well,
50,000
50,000
in the bag already.
Yes, indeed.
That's good.
Times 1516.
Don't.
He can't help it. He can't help it. He can't help. But let's see how these guys are already faring. El Kanemi Warriors did not have a good outing. Well, by the standard to which they must have judged themselves. And it's their coach, Aliyu Zubairu, who is attributing this to a lack of adequate preseason matches as a factor that has contributed to his side's 1-1 draw, right? His side drew 1-1 over the weekend. And I'm thinking, what could be the reason why they ended up sharing points in that particular fixture? Well, he's saying that it's as a result of the end hunger protest, right? The end hunger protest.
The end hunger protest
So the
caused
protest-
his players not
Exactly.
to train or to have the mindset of going and not winning the match.
Well, I don't know. They didn't have enough time to train and prepare for
Was
the
the
game.
hunger worrying them? Or were they protesting? That's what we really need to know.
I think he's just making an excuse.
So they faced a team in Benin Republic, Daje FC, and he mentioned that their plans for preseason matches were interrupted because of that protest. That expressed satisfaction with the result, talking about the coach of Daje FC. He came, he picked up a point, and he's okay with that, But then Zubairu is saying, not the kind of result I wanted, and I didn't get enough preparation.
I'm still holding my head.
I mean, can't you have closed door training sessions?
I think they were in camp. So that's just an excuse. There are no small teams again in football.
No, there are.
And even on
No. Benin Republic.
they've always done well.
Benin Republic.
Okay.
It's El Kanemi you are talking
When
about.
was the last time El Kanemi was on the continent?
Now, it's still El Kanemi you are talking about.
This is not the Nigerian national team. This is not the Nigerian national team.
But it's still El Kanemi. They have the muscle to attract the best in that entire region.
Yeah.
So what excuse are they going to give? You said it all. Why did they not just do a closed camp? Which should even be the thing in the first place. So what excuse is he going to give?
Okay.
You are raising your hands.
I can't defend the coach.
Do that calculation again, that 50,000 calculation. To see whether you can excuse him or not.
Maybe they didn't know that the team knows that now they're going to go away and score the needed goal. But it's going to be difficult for them this time around. Going away,
Definitely.
very difficult.
Because those other guys too have seen the amount.
Yes.
So right there, there's a directive from the governor, that led to them being indoors because of some sort of curfew that was imposed, limiting the movement, and that's to also avoid risking the player's safety by traveling out of the state. It's not bad, but then it might be difficult for them to go to Benin Republic, to get the desired results and proceed. But then let's see how it goes. It's crazy that you have to build up for 1 year, right, to get to this stage, only for you to crash out or not to make it to the next round, and that's so unfortunate.
First round.
Exactly. So on the other hand, the coach of Daje FC is very comfortable.
He's happy.
He enjoyed the
He's
fact
not
that he
just
picked
comfortable,
1 point
he's happy.
on the road. And I mean, going over to Benin Republic to play the next leg might be a Herculean task.
And there you won't be playing the players. It's not just the players. You'll be playing both the community, the government, and the police people that will direct you to the stadium. You might be shocked you spend 4 hours you've not gotten to the stadium just to demoralize the players. They will do everything possible to win.
All right, we'll move on now to the next game right there. Nigeria's representative in the CAF Champions League, talking about Enugu Rangers and, of course, Remo were all in action in the weekend as well. We told you. Enugu Rangers were able to win. Remo Stars were able to also win. Rangers had an impressive start to their preliminary round campaign and secured victories on Sunday. In Ikene, Remo Stars clinched a 2-1 win over AS FAR of Morocco, who had been princes of Perseus for them, all of this time. But then AS FAR, we had talked about it on this platform, that they lost some of their good legs good hands, you might add, you know, and some of their best brains in the preseason window. Captain Junior Nduka played a very pivotal role in leading his team to victory, opened the scoring with a well-timed header of a precise free kick by Sadiq Ismail in the 19th minute. And despite the visitors equalizing early in the second half, we saw Remo Stars regaining control of the game with Nduka assisting Ismail for the second goal, scoring with a spectacular flying header, one which Akata the attacker.
Van Persie,
Akata the attacker loved
Yes.
loved that particular header.
The header reminded me of the World Cup in Brazil 2014.
Yeah.
The goal between Holland and Spain, Netherlands and Spain.
Oh, Van
where
Persie
I think
without
the pass
no
came
head
from Danny Blind to Van Persie, and
from the left.
they answered the name Flying Dutchman.
Yeah,
And yesterday it was Flying Sadiq.
it was
Very
beautiful.
great goal. Very great goal.
Great stuff. But then in Uyo, at the nest of champions, NPFL champions, Rangers secured a narrow victory. You know, a narrow one against Zilemaju at the Gospel Bible Stadium. And it was Wimiro's 22nd minute strike. Yes, we saw Rangers dominate the match. They could have won by a larger margin, but then there was a bit of inefficiency in the front of goal. And after the game, Enugu Rangers coach Fidelis Ilechukwu said it was a game, and they had control over in the first stanza and could have scored more goals that would have killed any fight back from their opponents. Let's take a listen to Fidelis Ilechukwu. We'll be back in a bit.
We're happy we won. Very happy we won. Fortunately, they are the team that gave us our first defeat in the continent. And the good thing is we give it back to them this time. We're happy. And nevertheless, the first 10 minutes of the second half was so scary for us. We slept off. We were waiting to come in the game, and they catch us unaware, and we concede. This is the worst moment for us in the game, because we know how much importance conceding a goal at your own ground in the Champions League is. But overall, in the first half, imagine we have a very good game. In the first 30 minutes, until we scored our goal, we showed too much respect for them after scoring. The boys were too careful, very, very careful, selecting decisions to make, with the fear of not conceding.
Finally, coach, second leg in Morocco, what are we expecting?
First, I would like to talk about what we expect from them. We expect a lot of hostility that they are used to, both on and off the pitch. Their antics, we are ready for that. We'll be so prepared for it as much as we can. Secondly, what you should expect in the second round for us is improving on our attack and finishing, because we're not going there to sit back. We always deal with every moment of the game as they come. Every moment as they come. At the time we need to defend, we defend. At the time we need to attack, we attack. At the time we need to keep the ball, keep the ball.
Sincere apologies for that mix-up. It is Coach Daniel Ogumodede of Remo Stars. And, well, of course, he has had a good outing over the weekend. But, Chooks, you feel like he's not going to be able to do it 2-over-2? I mean, go over or go away and then pick up the desired scores?
2-1. 2-1 is not good.
Very risky. Very risky.
It is not good. Not for North African countries. You know, a lot of their players play at home.
Especially for a team that has always been beating them.
Always. Thank you very much. Just like it's like they are fellow bedmates, but one stays on top. Don't. That is just where we are. That's where we are right now.
So
they need every form of support, every form of encouragement. The traveling alone, it's far.
And they are going to play AS far. Okay, so an intriguing second leg is in the offing for us. A slim advantage, and Remo Stars will be facing a very tough battle in Morocco. Likewise, Enugu Rangers. And it's, I don't know what to make out of it, but then, like Chooks said, we need to give them all of the encouragement, all of the support, and see how they go. At least if they can progress a little bit before the commencement of the Nigerian Premier Football League if they will keep to the 31st of August deadline? Because Magimo, is it possible that the 31st of August is sacrosanct? We've not heard any word from the NPFL as to anything. Yes, the latest is just the summit with the media directors of NPFL club sides. But then, apart from that, are the stadiums ready? I know that before now we had some stadiums fitted with certain cameras to cover the games. Nobody's even talking about broadcasting. I mean, what are the states of the pitches? Are the broadcast rights deals signed, sealed? Are we good to go? I mean,
when it comes to stadia, that is the responsibility of the clubs. Each club has its own ground where they play, so that's your responsibility. That's where you make your money, where you're supposed to make your money. But what I'll ask is, do we have a league sponsor right now? If we have a league sponsor and the money has dropped, the league is good to go. But right now, if we are still waiting for subventions across government agencies, we'll wait for papers to be signed.
Well, it's sad though, but then let's look forward to influx of money. But then for you to be able to attract a league sponsor, the league has to be marketed. It has to be beautiful. I mean, people need to want to cut it because you're seeing the potentials. And the only way that will be possible will be broadcast right deals. Because when the league is not watched, it's not followed, how would you be lucrative for business persons who want to put their money, to gain from this? So you need to make the league lucrative. You need to make it as beautiful as the damsel you want to pluck the flower from her father's house.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so when you go to her father's house, but it's true now. Right? When you go to a man's house and say, I'm here to plug one flower, it means the flower is blossoming.
Yeah.
The flower is in its prime. The flower or the fruit don't ripe.
Try.
Do you understand? Then you want to pluck.
That plucking.
When it's not attractive, when it doesn't catch your attention, when it doesn't stimulate your senses of whatever sense that it stimulates, if it doesn't stimulate any of your senses, even your sixth sense, then would you want to pluck? No. And so I think the situation we found ourselves is also managerial, if I had to take the words from Makata, where he says, you have to blame the management for this. So make the league lucrative. Put it on TV. Let people watch. You can scan and have your TV remote on alternate. I do it a lot. ALT on my remote. And that's me moving from one channel back to the other. I mean, I don't need to go and search for it. It just takes me back to this match and I go back to this match in splits of seconds. So I'm keeping up. And then these days you can even connect and do an Explorer and you split, and you now have two games showing at the same time.
No comment. No comment. Akata was saying that they need to first get the website ready. So we're still
talking about website and social media.
So the famous
So
Nigerian time is happening to the Nigerian league.
Yeah, that one is strong. Anyway, let's move away from Nigeria, but still keeping up with the Nigerian, and that is the fight in the Ultimate Fight Championship, where a very highly anticipated and emotional bout in the UFC 305, where we saw South African fighter Dricus du Plessis retain his middleweight title, defeating Israel Adesanya by submission in the fourth round. Now, it was a milestone, very significant for the South African, as he successfully defended title. This title was one of the most intense rivalries that we've seen in recent UFC history. For Adesanya, it was a chance to prove himself that he was still a contender, trying to fight back to make a mark for himself. Du Plessis was able to secure a rare choke, very naked one, forcing Adesanya to submit. I've never seen Adesanya writhe in pain. Now, despite trailing 2-1 on the scorecards heading into the fourth round, Du Plessis stormed the fight in his favor with a powerful sequence of hooks and jabs. I mean, it was like pow, 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 followed by a decisive takedown, bam, and led the submission of victory. Now, that atmosphere in the arena was just very tense, stemming from pre-fight comments by Du Plessis, who had referred to himself as the original Africa man. It sounds like one of Fela's last songs. I be original, Africa man, original. And then it felt like he was questioning the heritage of Israel at this time, and that did not sit well with him. How dare you come and say me, I'm not Nigerian? When I come into every bout with the Nigerian flag, when I come in dancing to the Nigerian song, when I eat the Nigerian food, when my family is Nigerian, and when I greet my father, I say Ekale and I go down.
Ekaro.
Yes, and he was beaten like an enemy.
And he also went down.
He went down and shouted, Mubi, referee, it's due. It was a good fight. We were all rooting for Israel, but this is my
It's Drake, oh. Drake that went to gas stake money.
Anytime Drake takes money
Drake now go and stake money against Israel. For Israel.
for Israel.
This is like
The last style bender.
this is the first time I'm seeing him go down on submission.
It pain me.
Why? Well, it's a fight. It's a fight. So
Pain
it
me. You
happened,
win
it
some, you
happened.
lose some.
His pause.
It happened.
In the spirit of sportsmanship, congratulations to the South African. He's our brother. You are still our brother.
So you mean a brother beat a brother?
Who is the elder brother?
It's a family fight.
No, well, they always make up, you know. I mean, we've also seen Israel defeat certain opponents and still going on to congratulate them. I mean, this is what I expect in the spirit of sportsmanship.
Like the case he blew the guy after the game, after the fight, and gave him
That
a very
felt like
good hug.
kiss of Judas Iscariot. Anyway, we'll move on from the UFC to tennis, where world number one Jannik Sinner overcame Alexander Zverev in a 3-set thriller to reach the final of the Cincinnati Open. Now, he took the top seed 3 hours and 7 minutes to seal a 7-6, 5-7, 7-6 semi-final victory. The 23-year-old Italiano lost all 4 of his previous matches against the German Zverev, but then battled through a hip problem to advance to the final. I mean, why would someone's name be a sinner, for crying aloud? Anyway, he will face American Francis Tiafoe on Monday at about 11 p.m. for the chance to win his 5th ATP Tour title this season. You know, Tiafoe had defeated 15 seeds Holger Rune of Denmark in the other semi-final March, and men's world number 4 Alexander Zverev defeated Karin Khachanov, you know, to get into that particular final. So, guys, Cincinnati Open, not as big as what it was.
It's still
what
big.
the American, the Italian, the French Open.
Grand Slam,
Those are major Grand Slams. These are where you pick up those points that distinguish you, and people don't know when you're climbing to world number 1 and 2.
Yes.
For Yannick, well, he didn't have good outing at the Olympics.
Yeah.
And he's one young person that you need to look out for. And for his name, remember, he is Italian. Rome is not far from his hometown. The Pope can always grant him amnesty and forgiveness at any point in time. And he's one good lad that has put Italy back on the map when it comes to tennis.
Yeah.
And for Zverev has not... He's one of those people that have gotten to major finals the most, but not winning. So at his age, if he's doing the younger ones dirty this time, let him enjoy it.
While it lasts.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, in the women's category, Arina Sabalenka defeated world number 1 Iga Swiatek. That one came as a shock. For the first time this season, that happened. And she reached the Cincinnati Open final. They had met twice in 2024, the finals of the Madrid Open, the Italian Open, but Sabalenka had lost on both counts. Now, on Sunday, after failing to convert 9 match points, the Belarusian Sabalenka, who will become world number 2 on, when the new rankings come out, finally got the better of her rival 6-3, 6-3. The match was also the first time Sabalenka, who's 26, had beaten Swiatek, who's 23 years, in straight sets. And she'll go on to play Jessica Pegula today after the American beat Spain's Paula Badosa 6-2, 3-6, 6-3 in the other semi-final. I mean, Iga...
Of course, yes. Now,
It was eager to beat Iga.
That Iga Sabalenka fight is one of those matches that Sabalenka always go for confession and say, Father Lord, what did I do? How did I wrong you?
Yeah.
Because consecutively, 2 major finals she's lost in this same year. Then in the last 2-3 years, knockout stages, Swiatek will just come and do the do.
And a lot of money. I mean, prize money.
Yes.
In the offing here.
Oh,
You may
yes.
not be able to give the exact figure, but sometimes you just play your heart out, and yet you are consoled by the dollars.
Can I shock us?
Okay,
These guys make more money than footballers.
I hear so. I hear so.
For those that get to the final
The top,
stages,
yeah.
more money than footballers. And they play every 2 weeks. There is always an open every 2 weeks, sometimes
Somewhere.
every week. So imagine when somebody is making 1 point something million, 2 million,
If you get to the
750,
finals.
450.
Do we still have opens in Nigeria?
Yes.
we
We
do.
have open football pitches.
We have open basketball courts. No, but we do have a tennis. We
Yes,
do have
we still have,
certain tennis
yeah,
opens. We had one in Abuja, which we talked about, and that was some form of qualifications for African championship. So yes, we do. But
we
then
used to- we used
the
to
prize
have,
money is not as big as. I've seen a tennis open that is 10,000 naira prize money.
It's good. At least it's open. We used to have these philanthropists from Ijebu, Teju Osho. I'm trying to remember his name. That was a major international open. How that died out is still a case to
Consistency is
study.
also an issue.
Yes.
All right, we'll move on from there. Over the weekend, the crew was at Landmark Event Center, where some big brands organized a match day event at the Landmark Event Center. We want to bring you a feel of what went down, so that when we come back, we'll be taking you to the rest of Europe, where we had football, of course, games across the major leagues in the world. Stay tuned. Yes, it's the 2024-2025 season of the English Premier League. It's back. And while it's match day 2, we're right here at Landmark Event Center, Lagos, Nigeria. What's up, West Africa? My name is TC Barra, and of course, I'm right here with one man behind the camera. I'll let you know who it is. But let me let you know it's match day 2, and Chelsea's taking up the reigning champions, Manchester City, in a couple of minutes. Time check. Well, yesterday, Manchester United opened the 2024-2025 season by defeating Fulham. Wow, Old Trafford, what's up? Newly promoted side Ipswich lost to Liverpool, Arsenal defeated Wolves, and a whole lot went down in match day 1. But match day 2 is live, and this is one of the biggest matches this weekend. Chelsea against Manchester City. What will be happening at the end of 90 minutes? Let me let you know. Chelsea has got Cole Palmer in a contract extension. And of course, the coach has got no injury worries. But then he might just have an expanded team. Maybe he might say surplus to requirements. But Pep Guardiola has done this 4 times in a row. He's looking to do it for a record of 5th time. Can he do that? Today will be a litmus test, and I'll see you after the game.
At Chelsea now, just because of the color. And let me also say, they can win, or they can win like 1. I'm hoping and I'm praying that they will win like 1 so that we can equalize. If this will win me, it will pay me. Because I did not drink nothing to hold my chest.
No, my team is playing, but I'm cheering for them.
In this spirit.
Yes.
So what are your predictions? How do you feel?
I think 2-1. Chelsea leading.
I'm rooting for Man City. I see them taking, nailing LC. Sorry if you're a Chelsea fan. Well, yeah. So I'm rooting for Man City. I'm looking at like 3-1. Yeah. Though it's at Old Trafford. Pardon me, not Old Trafford. Stafford Bridge. Stafford Bridge. Yeah.
It's already 1-0, so I'm thinking like maybe 3-1.
3-1.
Yeah.
Chelsea's got a chance.
So just 1 time, yeah.
Just 1 time.
Yeah.
Okay. So a lot of brands have come together to make this work, and yes, Chelsea is taking on Manchester City. Predictions have come in. Let's see who's going to win. See you inside. And then that's what's up. Oh, well, that's a feel of what it was like at Landmark Event Center, and we know the way the story went yesterday. Well, I mean, you know. But then let me backtrack a little bit. Arsenal and Brighton made an impressive start to their 2024-2025 Premier League campaigns. They had exciting wins. Of course, Arsenal began the season with a victory over Wolves at the Emirates Stadium. They dominated the game with Kai Havertz opening the scoring with a header from Bukayo Saka's cross. Wolves debutant Jürgen Strand Larsen had a header saved by Arsenal goalkeeper David Raya, and substitute Matheus Cunha missed a clear chance to equalize. Wolves failed to create many clear-cut opportunities. Manager Gary O'Neill couldn't argue with the outcome. Meanwhile, Brighton's youngest ever permanent manager, Fabian champion Hezler led his side to a remarkable victory over Everton at Goodison Park. The match marked the beginning of Everton's final season at the historic venue before being relegated to a new stadium at Bramley Moor Dock. So despite the sentimental occasion for Everton, Breton showed no mercy, securing a win for their young manager. The game saw tackles flying in from both teams, with Jack Harrison's early goal for Everton ruled out for offside and João Pedro hitting the post with a powerful shot. But Brighton took the lead through Carlo Mitoma's finish after Yankubu Minte did a fine job with his foot. Everton had a penalty decision overturned. Of course, VAR coming up, with that, and then suffered a little bit when Danny Welbeck and Senio Adingra added 2 more goals to seal the 3-0 win for Brighton. The game was marred by Ashley Young's red card for Everton as the home side endured a very torrid and what I may describe as a disappointing opening defeat. So in the other 2 games played simultaneously, we saw Newcastle grab a 1-0 winner over Southampton, while Nottingham Forest managed to play a 1-1 draw with Bournemouth in front of their home fans. Before all of that, the first match was between Manchester United and, of course, Fulham. And Manchester United, some persons and pundits have described as a runaway, as they say they managed to win Fulham by a lone goal. But then on Slot's debut Premier League match as the head coach of Liverpool, we saw Mohamed Salah and Diogo Jota instrumental in securing a 2-0 hard-fought victory over newly promoted Ipswich Town at Portman Road Stadium. Liverpool's opening goal came very well crafted, involving Trent Alexander-Arnold and Mohamed Salah, and of course the Portuguese forward Jota finishing off Salah's low cross to beat Ipswich goalkeeper Christian Walton. And then if we come back to the biggest match of the weekend, which was between Chelsea and Manchester City, we saw problems, mounting for Chelsea even before the start of the season. Raheem Sterling announcing his discontent an hour before their opener against Manchester City, and moments after the squad was announced, the forward had been left out. His representative released a statement saying they wanted clarity about his role at the club, and then they had expected him to be involved. Chelsea having a 42-man squad, and it feels like what they have is just too much. Maresca saying there are only 30 players, and that includes 11 summer signings, but then only 20 players can fit into match day, a day where Chelsea fell by 2 goals to Manchester City at Stamford Bridge. Jukes John Rogers.
At this point, why do you want to hear from me? When you went for the Saturday event, did you call me? Attacker, did he call you?
He called me.
You went together.
No,
Why didn't I see your face?
I didn't go. I had promised to stay on my couch. I didn't want to be in traffic.
You didn't want to be in traffic?
I didn't want to be in traffic.
Okay. Yes. I didn't mind the goodies.
You would have made it.
I would have walked through the traffic.
Just because of
the goodies.
What made you think that there was so much of anything, by the way?
Come again.
Many thanks to Zika, Fortune Zika, by the way. He came through like bang da dang, and I mean, thank you so much, Fortune. I mean, let's do this some other time. Back to you.
Did you say Chelsea signed 11?
Yes. How many goalkeepers do they have to start with?
Okay. So they signed a full team this summer.
I think they have about 4 teams within 1 team.
Okay. Yes. How many coaches did they sign this?
It's just one with head, Maresca.
Okay.
I wonder what Todd Boyle has on his mind, though. So much money. At some point, Chelsea used to be like the money spinner, buying a lot of players.
But they were buying things, they bought gadgets that were working.
No, like we said last week, there must be a plan which we do not know about. So let's still give them, the season is still early. Yeah. They actually played well, but they played against a team that was better than them on the day.
Better than them?
Yeah.
Better than 40 players.
They took, Man City took their chances. And Chelsea did not.
Chelsea had the goal turned.
Yes.
It was Nicholas Jackson. With his hand.
It was off.
His hand was offside.
Off is off.
And we had discussed it last week that they just have to score goals if they were serious about this season. And yesterday they could not score goals.
So do you think that Victor Osimhen will be the ace, the X factor? Because it feels like even
41.
It feels like even Mikel has washed his hand of the team.
He's a proven goal scorer. Victor is a proven goal scorer, and at the moment they don't have any score anybody that has scored 20 goals in any season of their career.
Okay.
They don't have.
Can you imagine this?
Yes.
Victor comes in
Yes.
and he's scoring the goals, but the opponents are scoring more goals. The midfield is leaking. The defense is not even there. The only person they have right now who can attest for is the keeper, because he's the guy that is working. He's working everything out. If not for the keeper yesterday, maybe the goals could have gotten to every player 1-1 when they distribute it.
It's still early. It's still early. Let's watch and see what will happen in the coming weeks.
With the trouble happening in management already, players are telling me, okay, what am I doing here?
I don't think there's trouble in Chelsea.
Says who?
I believe there is a plan. I still insist there is a plan.
You know, some of the traditional four teams,
Yes.
all had good outings.
Yes.
Right? Apart from Chelsea. But it's not far-fetched because Chelsea played the reigning
The
four-time
champions.
champions. So you cannot blame them, honestly, right? And then
We
I feel
cannot blame who.
the team, because I feel a bit of hard luck also took a toll.
There were just 2 new players in City.
Consistency now, do you change it?
There were just 2 new players in City.
So you're saying
City
no,
is
there's-
improving on perfection.
Okay, I agree with you.
Thank you.
80% of those guys in City are above 28, 30.
But they are proven campaigners. They are proven campaigners.
and then you now have
No, if
You have a Chelsea that was playing an average age of
But
23, 24.
if you were to bet on yesterday, if you're a betting man and you were to bet on yesterday's game,
who would you
who
put
would
your
you
money on?
back?
Of course, yes, Man City.
Thank you.
That's
So-
simple.
so-
Let's move on from there then. Let's move on from there. Because, well, today there's going to be a game between Leicester City and Tottenham Hotspur, and it's going to go down at the King Power Stadium. Leicester City, apart from Ipswich, did gain relegation to gain promotion, rather, back to top flight. And that's because they had a torrid season 2 seasons ago. So we saw them in the championship. Some of their players kept faith, remained loyal to them, and were able to help them gain promotion. So we want to see what they're able to make out of. And Tottenham is going to be a serious test for them. If you had to put a scoreline to it, Jukes, what would you say?
First, I wish it was Chelsea they were meeting,
Why?
so they would take their pound of flesh off the coach.
Okay. Chai.
But as it is right now, Tottenham finished very strong last season.
Yeah. To a large extent.
And
Yes, they
Leicester
did.
finished very
Towards
strong
the
last
end of the
in
season.
Championship.
Oh!
Leicester finished very strong last season in the
Champions
championship.
Championship towards the end too.
Yes.
Because they were doing very well, then slumped, then woke up again.
Yes.
So it's going to be a very good match.
Yes.
Let's see that. Monday night, we do have games today, 8 o'clock. And of course, Leicester City against Tottenham Hotspur. Well, let's go back to the La Liga, where Kylian Mbappe, made his debut as defending champions. Real Madrid were held by Mallorca on the opening day. The France captain scored on his debut for the club in Wednesday's 2-0 UEFA Super Cup win over Atlanta. But then this former Paris Saint-Germain player failed to get off the mark in domestic football. But then we've seen the La Liga start off, and let me just give you some of the scores that came in from the La Liga over the weekend. Osasuna went a 1-1 draw with Leganés. Valencia lost to Barcelona 1-2 at home. And of course, in Sunday's match day, yes, on Sunday, we also had games in the La Liga where we saw Real Sociedad lose to Rayo Vallecano. 1-2 ended. Mallorca, like I mentioned, in Madrid, 1-1. So, is there anyone that surprised you?
I think the Madrid game was a surprise.
Why?
They are the European champions. They're expected to beat any side they come in contact with.
Any side they come in
Any side
contact
they
with.
come in contact with.
Okay.
And they started on fire. Rodrigo scored in the first half. And
Beautiful.
somehow, Mallorca got back into the game, controlled the game,
Ex-
and should have even won.
Yeah.
So it was a surprising one for me. Surprising. On the
Yeah,
day.
it's-
But that's football, as we say. There are no
Thank
small
you.
teams.
Thank you very much.
All right. So today we will see Real Valladolid play Espanyol. That's at 6. And later on, Villarreal will play host to Atletico Madrid. Quickly from there, let's move on to the Italian Serie A, where Antonio Conte apologized to fans after his team shockingly lost by 3-0 to Verona in their first game with him in charge. And Verona had the lead, and fellow Serie A debutant Daniel Mosquera netted twice in that comfortable win. Of course, not long ago, Napoli had won the Italian Serie A, even the Scudetto, well, then finished 10th last season. And the ex-Chelsea and Tottenham boss Conte replaced Francesco Cazorla in the summer. But then some of the changes he had made didn't even reflect in the game here with Napoli losing to, I don't want to describe Verona as a lowly side.
Well, the thing is this. When there is discontent in a team, it shows. You can't hide it, no matter how you try.
Going through 3 managers in 1 year, there's a bit of instability in the club. And for the coach to prefer a Lukaku who is on the wrong side of at the twilight of his career to an Osimhen who is red hot, you know that the coach, we have to ask the coach questions. I trust the Napoli owner. If he does not improve within the next 1 month, he will be sacked. Conte will be sacked.
No matter how much.
I'm sure of that. Florentines does not take prisoners. He sacks anybody.
So Genoa played a 2-2 draw with Inter, surprisingly. Parma, Fiorentina 1-1. AC Milan and Torino 2-2. Empoli and Monza goalless. Did you notice a trend, a pattern?
Yeah,
All draws.
It's good draw.
Everyone taking 1 point apiece.
But dramatic draws.
No victor, no vanquish.
Because the Genoa game, Genoa got the equalizer in the 95th minute.
Oh. We've seen longer times.
In 95th minute, and in the AC Milan, they were losing till like the 85th minute, and they got back into the game with Nigerian-born on-strand striker Noah Okafor getting the equalizer very, very late in the game. So I enjoyed the games.
Are you sure you didn't stick on these draws?
No, I did not. I did not.
Well, it improved a little bit on Sunday because Bologna and Udinese, despite playing a 1-0 draw, we saw La Verona beat Napoli 3-0. And then we saw Lazio beat Venezia 3-1. But then another draw between Cagliari and Roma. Stalemate there.
We should watch that league. I suspect that league.
Okay, so the French League on, Paris Saint-Germain trashed Le Havre in their first competitive match since talisman Kylian Mbappe moved. For Ligue 1, scored inside the first 3 minutes to give the defending champions an ideal start to their Ligue 1 opening. Garcia Loris equalized in Normandy just after halftime, but late goals from Ousmane Dembele, Bradley Bakola, and Randal Kolo Muani gave the visitors a comfortable win. Some great outing in the French Ligue 1, you might say. I don't know what you make out of this. I mean, PSG not missing the man Kylian Mbappe.
They won't. It's more of that's a PSG league.
Yeah.
Who is going to beat them?
But I think we should also watch out for Marseille with Mason Greenwood. I think he scored a hat-trick over the weekend. They are
5-1.
Yes.
They beat Brest 5-1.
PSG.
Yeah.
Well, if it's possible to put my money on PSG, first day of the match, they'll still win the league.
Well, Reims lost to Lille 2-0. Monaco beat Saint-Etienne 1-0. And on Sunday, we still saw some games improve in the French Ligue 1. Let me reel that for you real quick from the weekend, Saturday, Sunday. So Nice lost away to Auxerre. 2-1 it ended. We saw Angers lose by lone goal to Lens. Montpellier and Strasbourg were in a 1-1 draw. And then Toulouse Nantes ended in a stalemate. And Rennes beat Lyon 3-0. So the German Bundesliga hopefully will be starting off this weekend, and we'll be hands-on to bring you up to speed with how that pans out. But because we're running out of time, let me really run through some of the games to look out for today. In the La Liga, it's going to be Real Valladolid against Espanyol at 6, like I mentioned. Villarreal Atletico Madrid at 8:30. Leicester City Tottenham in the Premier League. In the Serie A, Leeds Atlanta, Juventus Como in the evening. Yeah, Serie A. And of course, the rest of all the lower leagues will have games which we might not be able to let you know now. But then, quickly, on rumor has it today, on Manchester United and Manchester, we hear in pursuing a deal with Tone. Manchester City, we hear, wants Pep Guardiola, the manager, to decide on whether he will sign a new contract with the club by Christmas. It's not Christmas yet. Why are you hurrying? It's so much money.
They want to hold him down.
Money.
He said they want to hold him down.
His current deal runs to 2025.
They want to hold him down.
To 20, so like Obama.
They want to hold him.
He signed Ancient of Days contract. crazy. Anyway, Nottingham Forest, Villarreal, Sevilla, and Valencia have also registered interest in Aston Villa and Spanish defender Alex Moreno, who is 31. And we hear Panathinaikos are in talks with Manchester United over a deal for 22-year-old Uruguayan midfielder Facundo Pellistri. Atletico Madrid have not ruled out a move for Valencia's 21-year-old Spanish midfielder Javi Guerra, as the deal for Chelsea's England midfielder Conor Gallagher is stalling. I mean, not so good for them, and even Conor Gallagher. Liverpool here will have to wait until January transfer window to sign the star midfielder of the clubs. After the club had moved for Spain's Martin Zubimendi, that's from Real Sociedad, not falling through there. Fulham have reopened talks with Manchester United over the signing of 27-year-old Scotland midfielder Scott McTominay. Could that be as a result of the loss to Manchester United? I don't know. But Sporting Director of Napoli, Giovanni, has refused to rule out a move for McTominay as well. The Serie A club have also agreed a deal to sign 27-year-old Brazilian winger David Neres from Benfica. La Palmas have a bid for Fulham's 29-year-old Brazilian forward Carlos Vinicius, who is also wanted by Corinthians. And Crystal Palace have made a breakthrough in their pursuit of the French defender Maxence Lacroix, 24 years, from Wolfsburg. I mean, there's what they say, awkward and Wokuya is hot. So, people trying to put pen to paper. Palace are leading the race to sign Chelsea and England under-20 midfielder Carney Chukwuemeka, who is 20 years old. Of all of these, I'm sure you have one of these signings that will be interest to you, Chooks.
I think Carney Chukwuemeka leaving Chelsea will help them reduce the number.
Well, Carney Chukwuemeka is not even part of the 40.
He should be part of the 40.
The academy players are not part of the 40.
But he has been playing. He has been playing in the senior team. I think he's part of the senior team. So
He should go.
Then Lacroix should be joining Crystal Palace, because he might be leaving Crystal Palace very soon. So they have to plug in whatever hole or void is going to leave. Those are the transfers that are interesting.
Another people that have issues is Nottingham Forest. When they came to Premiership, they made the mistake of buy.
Now they want to say.
If not, the wage bill is going to be killing.
It could be a normal spoil them. Well, if you have money, I mean, you put your money where your mouth is, and that's what Portuguese pay television broadcaster have done to retain the rights to Italy's Serie A. They've been given that 3-year agreement, which will run from the 2024-2025 season to 2026-2027 at an increase on its previous deal. Congratulations to them. Ben Media Group has struck a new rights deal with the English Football League, covering 27 countries across the Middle East and North Africa, France, Australia, and New Zealand. You know that sports channel that when you watch on free to air, yeah, that's that. Okay. So Chelsea Football Club has avoided going into the new season without a single sponsor on its men's first team shirt. I mean, seems like it's a trend now where you have two sponsors on your shirts, probably back and front. And the last time we were on the show, we said they should also have sponsors for their socks, their hose.
Are you sure they don't?
They should, They've announced a late deal with entertainment discovery platform FIFA, which encompasses the sleeve sponsorship rights for both its men's and women's team.
Money.
The details of this contract is what I would have been, looking forward to hearing. How much has exchanged.
A league well package.
Hey,
as you said earlier.
Hey,
somebody's contract sponsorship for sleeve.
Beautiful bride,
sponsorship
as
for
you said earlier.
Chest. Sponsorship for the back. Money. That's another company will now sign another sponsorship for training kits, not match day kits.
Exactly.
Football is
exactly. And then you now have the stadiums, the branding of the stadium. Different companies will also do branding for the stadium, and so you're seeing them on the on the dashboards and all that in the stadium. I mean, it's I envy, I envy.
They are working for it. They are working hard for it. It's a package. Comes with good management.
Anyway, I'm African. Just like the UFC fighter is saying he's the true African, knocking down our dear brother Israel Adesanya down. Well, you win some, you lose some. I hope that Israel will get back to his feet, and I hope it's not a decline. I mean, after AJ had those strings of losses, he's not been able to get back to the top of his game, bounce on the within the box and sting like a bee, like Muhammad Ali.
You should take some time off.
I think it's psychological when you lose in that way. And
Take
it
some
will
time off.
take you some time to get back to your rhythm.
AJ is back. It's Usman that is not back yet. He's had 4 fights and he has won 4 fights. 3 knockouts.
All those, should we talk about those fights?
No, it was a good beating. And mind you, good money.
Well, yeah, better. Anyway, we're practically out of time. It's time for us to say our goodbyes. It's been a pleasure being here with you. So I'll start off from Akata the attacker, lead the offensive. You have something written up.
I wanted to say something, but let's just...
Don't get angry. Just forgive them.
I don't want to start talking about the club side.
No. Father, forgive them for.
So nice to be here. Great one. And we expect that this weekend we look forward to the games during the midweek and the weekends.
All right, Governor.
Thanks very much. Thank you very much for having us share part of your shine. Thank you very much. Then for those in Nigerian League, hey, that money is much. Please qualify. They should just qualify for the next round.
Okay.
Try.
All right, it's been fun hanging out with you. Of course, the guys have made it a lot more interested. I've had Chicks John Rogers, the governor, and Akata, the attacker, on the show today. Many thanks to everyone who's behind the camera and, of course, behind the scenes, ensuring that you can receive us crisp, loud, and clear. My name is TC Barra. I am the Top Cat. And until I come your way next time, have yourself a wonderful day and keep watching Sick News Television. So follow us on social media, like, comment, share, and engage. Ratata!